I'm just going to make faces until people tell me that the stream is happening. It was funny. I was thinking I did not have the energy to stream today. And it's possible that my body was just looking into the future. Back. Okay. Thank you. Kids are asleep. Thank you, Valerie. You're awesome. So what I was saying was about the creativity journal. You can search for Grant Pachoco. His name's in the chat. And you might find, I don't know if he has 2 YouTube channels or not. It's a little confusing. But yeah. Oh well. Anyway. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. But okay. So right now what I'm working on is I'm trying to get a whole bunch of things off my plate. Monday I turned in the super secret thing I'm working on with a super secret group. Tuesday and Wednesday I spent too much time. I don't understand spreadsheets, right? So I'm ashamed, but never learned them. So I was trying to I have Avery labels, and I was trying to get a template to print the addresses of Patreon supporters to send cards to and send their 1, 5, and 10-year stickers to. And even though I used the template that Avery had, it still wasn't printing right. And this took hours. I tried it with a doc. I tried it with a PSD, an image. And so finally I Googled how to do a mail merge. And of course, once I figured it out, it was super easy, which made me angrier. But for the last 2 days, I was working on getting all those done. So all my holiday cards, all of my November and December birthday cards are going in the mail today and tomorrow. Finally. And yeah, and also I had to refine my essay for last night's service. I talked about Pandora's box and how I did not realize through the years people have had different definitions of the word hope. But yes, now that those are done, I gotta produce these podcasts that I've been sitting on. Another one of my problems. And then after that, I get to work on fun stuff. And so I'm hoping to get my Hallmark Lumberjack story ephemera thing done. And I'll have it for a digital download because I don't think I can make people copy. Even if I sell, come up with the right price to put on it, I don't know if I can actually get anything out the door before Christmas. And it is a Christmas story. So I'll just have to put it out digitally and maybe make some packets next year. I got the idea from this is Curios, Jasper Park, a packaged mystery, from goodluckpress.co. And it's just a really cool thing of you've got like a letter from your boss about what kind of is going on, and then you've got the inventory list of everything that's in the packet, and then you have official transcripts like from the sheriff, and you've got photos. The photos are really interesting, and you've got supposed excerpts from a diary. Yes, that is blood. And it's just a really cool way to tell a story. So that's what I wanted to do with this Love and Lumberjacks thing. Here's a third option of, can I do this or am I just running after a silly idea? Is combining a writing project with this possibly silly idea, because I've been sitting on this Red Shirts Meets Hallmark Christmas channel idea for years, and I never really knew how to get it done. And then I started working on it as if the POV character is someone who just started work at the company that hunts down these people that manage to break out of these terrible romances. And suddenly it was office memos and ID badges and transcripts and movie posters, and it clicked for me. Like, so this kind of project is how I want to tell that story. And that was neat. I was really glad to have that. So it's like, I don't know whether to have faith in myself as a creative person because of this, or doubt myself more that I don't know where my own decisions come from, or if I'm making the right decision to run after something or not. So anyway, people say they like this show because I show them real vulnerability like other writers have. And I'm just like, one of these days I'm just going to be too vulnerable and everyone's going to be like, okay, we're stepping back. But that hasn't happened yet, and it's been 21 years, so I guess you guys know what you're getting. I think one of my biggest problems right now is just remembering to do, I gotta do the admin stuff. A creative coach once told me that when we are content creators, I don't have Urban Bohemian's voice, but he apparently says it just right. We have to have 3 hats, and that's the creative hat, and that's the editor cap, and then there's the admin hat. And admin is promotion, pretty much. And I'm so bad at that one. I've even gone into Canva. I've made templates. It should be easy for me to promote this stuff. But I still have the block to actually think about it. I've written it down that I should do this kind of promotion on Monday. No. I still don't know what will happen to get it in my head. No idea. Space Valkyrie says, I think honestly about the writing process is really important, to be honest. Yes, thank you. We tend to see only the idealized stuff on social, so the messy parts are good to see too. Yes, well, I am plenty messy. I keep hitting my head on this shelf. Yeah. So, yeah, does anybody have any questions? This can be an AMA starting, 45 minutes in. If you got questions, I can maybe talk about some of my goals for next year, but if I had them, oh God, I don't really have them. That's the problem. I had a meeting with my assistant this past weekend, and he's just like, so what's going on in 26? What should we look forward to? And I'm like, nothing, because the book that I turned in October isn't coming out until 27. And that is because I've had, historically with this publisher, I've had long edit times. And come on, a lot of that was COVID. But, if they think this book is going to need a lot of editing, then they're right to put it in 27. But that means I got nothing coming out next year. Also, this was my last contract. So I have nothing to be working on. Trying not to let that bother me. I've got a couple of projects that I want to do either for Patreon or to see if my agent can sell them. And that it might be fun to have a year of just writing whatever I want. I'm saying that to make myself not feel so bad about not having book money in 26. Maybe the writing downtime will give you focus time for non-book things. Well, yeah. But I do want to write a book that my editor didn't want. And so either I'm going to have to self-publish it or see if I can find another publisher. But I really want to write that book. So that is a novel. Just plain old novel. Underpope's going to try writing some nonfiction in addition to the creative stuff. That's good. Yeah, the fear is real. It is. I'm hoping I can get like 20,000 words on a new novel and just send it to my agent and say, can we do something with this? That's what Ursula does, but I'm not Ursula. No one's Ursula. Yeah, so I need to do, if nobody has any questions, discussion topics, I think I'm going to sign off and see how much podcast production I can get done before I crash out. Space Valkyries is an agent querying limbo. It's the holidays, but I've determined this book is a flop and am working on the next. That's mostly where I am at. A lot of that is good, except for the deciding that it's a flop. See, here's the deal. Here's the deal, Space Valkyries. That's not your call. It's not. Once you bring in someone else into your sphere of let's get this book on the market, it's not your call. So working on the next thing is great. It's very mentally healthy, but if you're in limbo, that means you're waiting for answers, right? So you don't know what those agents are thinking. And it's not a flop. I mean, how many best-selling books do you know of that have stories of, I queried 54 agents before someone took a chance on me? There's that lady in Scotland we don't talk about. There's Stephen King, I think. Yeah, Stephen King had his a nail on his wall where he would hang the paper rejection letters he would get. And if anyone saw the latest rendition of The Stand, Harold does that before everything goes to hell and you see Harold in his room. And that was a really nice homage to anybody who knows that Stephen King did that himself. Kids are asleep finishing this book, and then I'm also out of contracts. Okay, well, I will send you a bottle of vodka. We can talk, commiserate, plan. I don't know. But I'm trying to see it as a good thing. It's going to be... It's a year of just making whatever I want. And I'll be... As for appearances, I'll be going to Confusion for the first time since I think COVID started. So I'll be going to Confusion at the end of January, beginning of February. I'm not doing BossCon. It makes me sad, but it's just... That's too much travel around that time. I am going to Worldcon, LACon this year. What else? Is that all I'm signed up for? No. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to be like guest of honor at Des Moines Con, but I haven't heard from them in a long time. And that's, in the terms of like thinking about putting on a convention, that's coming up. It's May, but it's coming up. So we'll see. We will see. But yes, I don't have a ton of travel planned next year. Which, will be good. Certainly keep me healthier. And yes, folks, the coronavirus is still out there. One of my best friends from childhood texted me on Thanksgiving, showing me instead of his picture with his beloved father was the picture of his positive COVID test, where he had to spend Thanksgiving in his house alone. So, it's still going on. Still take care of yourself, please. Underpope wallpapered your dorm room with paper rejection. That's awesome. I need to get the new vaccine now that I'm feeling better for my sickness. I'm glad you're feeling better, Fire Rider. Be prepared to be knocked down. It hit me pretty hard, and it lasted longer than previous vaccinations. I've had weird vaccination responses. I mean, what they would call typical, but it's like one time I just got really tired and the lymph nodes in my armpits hurt abominably. And this one just made me extremely exhausted. But, it was over in about 36 hours. Taking a whole week off from work. I might not try it there, so I could just rot in bed. Yeah, that's a good idea. But, try not to let it mess up too much of your staycation or vacation or whatever. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to see if there's anybody to raid. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's truly, it's always nice to not feel so alone with these thoughts. Dang it. Phone is supposed to tell me what's going on when I'm not picking it up. It's like, I pick it up and it's like, oh yeah, you've got like 3 texts and 5 emails, and thank you, that's helpful. Well, unfortunately, the my little circle of streaming seems to have as much energy as I do today. So, oh, I do want to talk about one more thing. Right. I, everything is doing its year in review because they want to show you how much you did or didn't use their app. I'm not looking at the Headspace year in review. No, you can't make me, because I already know what it's going to say. And I don't use Spotify. I know a lot of people are talking about what Spotify is telling them. But then I got a link from my publisher. And so Spotify playing authors' books. I'm actually not sure how we make money out of that. Valerie, do you know? I don't know. But it showed so much information. A lot of demographic information that I didn't have. So I actually find that extremely useful. Nothing was a surprise. Most larger English-speaking countries were my audience. 54% female. I forget what the small percentage not declaring or non-binary, and whatever's left, men. What else did I find out? I found out that Station Eternity was the most popular book the book people listened to the most, which was neat. Gosh, what else? Anyway, it was just really interesting to have that data. We do not. I believe it's by minute or something. So wait, we do make money or we don't? I'm confused. I honestly didn't realize books were on Spotify. I guess they are. Yeah, I'm old school. I have a subscription to Napster, which has not tried to tell me anything. And I know I'm the kind of person that when I find a song that's dopamine delivery or find an artist that's dopamine delivery, I will listen to it ad infinitum. So I also know what streaming services would tell me. Make a tiny fraction of a cent per minute. That's great. I'm so glad that happened without our consent. Cool. Cool. Okay. All right. Where did you say we should go? Kids are asleep. Starborn Striker. Is that? Can you tell me about them? Are they doing a co-working thing, or I guess I could look it up. I got technology. Co-working streamer, indie writer. All right. And we got some Spirit City train action going on. So thank you. I will go we'll go right into there. I hope I'll be here next week. We'll see. My family's a little like doing the whole, yeah, when you hit your deadlines, how about you take some time off? And I'm going to, but I may still stream. It's fun. I just may not do a big, like podcast that'll have to be produced and show noted and all that stuff. Nah. Time off, it's hard with ADHD brain. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh boy, I've got time off. I can work on that book I've been wanting to work on. I could save my family's faces. Just imagine them right now. But yes, thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you for being willing to listen to me when the days are bad or the energy is low, like today. It's not bad. Not a bad day at all. Just energy low. When we go over to Starborn Striker, please use the raid call MERRAID and be as awesome and friendly as you are here. And make sure I get everything spelled right. You don't want to spell it wrong. Time off, more like to cram in another project. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's right. I didn't mention. One thing I am going to add to my list of things to do, and I'm not sure if it's going to be scripted or live or what, is an Evil Mer podcast. And that's going to be for premium subscribers. I'm going to try to figure out how to get Twitch supporters on it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try. And so yeah, Evil Mer's going to have a show. After all the burnout and stuff I talked about, I'm not afraid of doing another podcast. That's the thing. Because that's easy. That's what I've done for a long time. Just do another podcast. Sure, why not? Anyway, hopefully see you guys next week. If you are celebrating Hanukkah, I hope you have a wonderful beginning of your holiday season. And I'll see you next time.